Hey man, you ever look into flat Earth?
I'm going to try to hurry through some of these. So I've got these certain parts set on 3 times speed. And really what I want to show is, how your perspective of the sun will always seem to change due to visibility. Now we know when there's a lot of mirroring occurring, this mirroring effect really causes a lot of optical effects. And this mirroring can start out close or it can start out far off in the distance. On this particular one, it's probably one of the uh, best mirroring videos I got. I probably got some other ones that are pretty close to this, but this was pretty good, and it was easier for me to find, so I used it. But again, you see the streak of its light coming all the way flat across the water. No bendy water there. Maybe some rough area right there where you see the rough water. Maybe it's this current running through there real fast. I know there's a deep little channel coming off here to the right. Um, but here I slow it down uh, because I really want you to capture how this mirroring really starts pulling up out in front of these channel markers, and how it rises on up there. Um, you know, meets the sun or the reflection. Well, I'm not sure if we're seeing a reflection of an energy source or if this is actually a solid object that they can measure the heat of and get real close to it with their satellites without melting. uh, or getting destroyed by the radiation that's coming off of it, or a solar um, wave coming off of it. How they can keep Soho up there without it, just getting destroyed by a solar wind, or one of these solar flares that come off of it that they show us in their you know CGI videos. Again, I'm going to speed it back up. And my camera height is pretty low too, by the way. But I'm up on a seawall at Bayport. This isn't Pine Island. This is at Bayport. And also watch where this sun vanishes to, way up high. But I also think that that's not where the true horizon is. I think everything gets pulled down by being magnified out there, especially when there's heavy mirroring. Usually, when there's heavy mirroring, there's high evaporation rate. I put a video on this, the link or the videos that I use, because I want to take this sun and try to do a video on it. Well, it's kind of hard to do, but you get one of these long lasting, forever and ever sunsets. Well, this was one. This was one of them that seemed to go forever and ever and ever. And again, this first part I got it on 3 times the speed. Um, Again, I'm usually this low perspective guy. I like to be right next to the water. Either my tripod's at 5 feet. Actually, it's like 48, 49 and a half or something like that. Um, at the top of the camera, it's 6 feet. So it's actually a little bit shy of 6 feet. What did I say? 50, 59 inches, something like that. 58 and a half. And here I slowed it down because I want you to look at the shape of the sun. It is not round. They say the sun does not change size. Well, it changes shapes, that's for sure. And I do believe it changes size. Um, if you are, number one, not hanging out over the water. I mean, I do have one that I did a long time ago. Um, Cheap sunglasses, I don't know, something like that, where you literally did see that sun getting smaller and smaller. And I was using a pair of cheap sunglasses as a lens. They were polarized, looked pretty good to me. But look at it, it starts to become like a football. And if you think about Raleigh's criterion in the first one, that is probably happening, but we're not actually seeing it. It's like um, God's little magic show that He does for us. I mean, science gets their hands on it, and they seem to want to destroy everything. Now, here I sped it back up. Again, I didn't want to have to, you know, make this video 2 hours long on some of these sunsets. Actually, they're not sunsets; they're departures. Um, it's like two parallel lines going. Now, if you have a light on the parallel lines and you run it down and run it down that parallel line, eventually you're going to get to where uh, they they converge. And when you go past that convergence, even though you're still the same distance from that bottom line, I can't see past the convergence. So all I would get is this light in the sky. And yeah, usually on these really cool sun departures, my visibility is absolutely wonderful. But it's not showing me the true horizon. You think that's where the water's at? Just beyond this bird rack. Now I contend that the actual horizon is above it, or just above it. And on the next one here, uh, or not this one. Did I forget to put that one in there? I hope not. No, I think it's on another one. But this was on another day. This was really more in the winter months. I can tell because I'm at Bayport. And this little point you're looking at is called Fiddler's Creek, or Fiddler's Point, excuse me. And I use this as a reference a lot of times because you see the little land that's kind of like sticking out in front of it in the water, little sandbar right there. A lot of times you can't see past that, or the water past that. But this particular day, um, I'm approximately 6 feet off the water. Um, and of course, I took video of where I'm standing at. Um, so I do know where I was standing at. And again, you look at this and you say, wow, look at that. And again, I slowed this down to regular speed. I didn't want to, cut this part short. I just think that a lot of times when I'm watching these look pretty cool. Um, you see the boats going back in the background. You see water well beyond it. A lot of times, like I say, that water beyond it is diffracted out from the light diffraction off the water, the light reflecting off the water. A lot of times you cannot um, see through that diffraction, that light diffraction, and the mirroring. When you have mirroring and a light diffraction all in the same, oh my goodness, does it cause some optical effects? And again, I look at this and I call this a big sun. Now, a lot of times, a lot of people don't notice the different size of the sun, only because of the fact that most people are out there looking at it with their bare naked eyes. And when you look at the sun with your naked eyes, what are you seeing more? You're seeing more of that light than you are the actual sun itself. Now, I get a lot of requests saying, use a solar filter, use a solar filter. Well, solar filter doesn't get you past that line of convergence, no matter what. And here's the issue: either your convergence is much further away, like this is, um, and again, that sun is huge because it's going through all of those clouds, that light, and it's getting magnified by all of that, um, water that's in the air. Weather conditions play a big role in what we're looking at and how we see. I mean, right now, I don't know if you see that little glow still just under the just under those clouds. Again, this was seemed like a long one. Seemed like it takes forever on some of these, and other ones just they look like they drop like a rock. Boom, gone. I got quite a collection that I've been setting up of just pure sun departures, and you know, uh, I got a few people that want to have me on their Discord or do a live stream where I show some of these. I wanted to kind of show this. Look at the light you can still see coming underneath those clouds that are way off in the distance. Now, normally, I don't hardly ever see this. And to the left, look at there. See the boat? That is a boat. Yes, it's a distorted boat, but that is a boat clearly on the water. Is it being cut off by curvature? No, because you see clearly beyond it. Um, in the original video that I did, I tracked that after a while. Now, this is one of my videos from Flat Earth in Search of the True Horizon. Um, so this is the just a sun clip out of that. I made like 6 parts to that video. Um, it didn't get viewed a whole lot, but if you go back and look at that in comparison to some of the other days I've got, oh my goodness, you can see the boats way out there, much farther than most of the time that I see them, and you'll see them up, um, higher than the other boats, which tells me again my eye level is higher, um, due to perspective than the Bayport bird rack. And this is the one where I was talking about, and I'll explain why. Um, here's where I'm showing my cameras, showing their location. See, I'm real low. I'm at 28 inches, and the water's not much lower over the seawall. I think I measured it in there, and I think I said it was like 18 inches. Plus, you got a little lip of the wall there that I'm sunk down in, so it isn't even 18 inches. My camera's probably more at about 3 feet. And again, here, that was my cell phone footage. This is P1000 footage sped up. I'm speeding this part up. I do believe it's sped up. Sometimes yeah, here it's sped up. It seems to be running lagging or something for me here, so I hope it doesn't mess up my whole video. But here's a boat, and to the right of that boat is the Bayport bird rack. You see him right here. He's coming up to the Bayport rack. He's getting out of the light, and he's right there by the Bayport rack. So again, more like at 3 feet. Here goes another boat going by. Like I say, and I'm more at like 3 feet. There is the bird rack, and you can see the light shining just above it. That line, that's where I think the horizon actually is. The true horizon. I think part of that is being mirrored. And you'll kind of look at the sun, the shape of the sun. It is not round, it is more oval shaped, and then it compresses at the bottom, becomes very flat at the bottom, folks. And again, here I'm going to zoom in, turn my light up, my compensation exposure, and show you that that's the Bayport rack. You see the rack, you see the little sign off to the right of it. That is the Bayport rack. Sun, horizon, look, it's there. This ain't the only video I got that shows water beyond this rack. I even got all the other racks, including cutters, rock, um, with where you can actually see some of the water beyond it. Again, this was another one of those slow sunsets, sun departures, the kind I like, because when I have these days of these, like I say, these funky uh, sun departures, I have some of the best visibility you could ask for Florida. Um, Florida is well known to have high humidity. Very hard to get good uh, video over the water unless, again, look at that. It looked like a pyramid there for a second. Big wedge of cheese. No hot apple pie on this one. But again, look at the top of the rack. Like I said, I think part of this is mirroring or some kind of towering going on the horizon, but there is water beyond this. And I'll tell you why, because again, I got boats in it that don't look like their bottoms are missing, cut off. Just got to look at that, the footage that I put out for the Flat Earth in Search of the True Horizon. This is part 3. And like I said, I just took the little snippet out of here of just the sun. There was quite a bit of footage. Like I said, I made 6 videos out of it. I know they're long. I know people don't like to watch long videos, but if you're looking to see some awesome footage, um, boats well beyond where I should be able to see at 3 feet. Um, well, I know at like 28 inches, um, the horizon is less than a mile away, or mile point something. So, I should not see the bottom of this rack. I should not see the bottom of that boat. All of this should be cut off and hidden. And look at the sunlight still shining on that horizon. Look at that. Awesome, amazing, absolutely gorgeous. Now you can kind of see this little red band just above the bird rack. And again, that's where I kind of feel the true horizon is there. This is giving me a horizon that seems higher, which I do believe there's a reason for that. All right, here's going to be the last one. This is another comparison. I'm at Bayport, in my little one spot out in front of the aluminum walk rack. I was going to put the, well, it might be in here. Or no, it would have been in the other video because I made another video from this, but again, I got it sped up fast, trying to get my focus better. Do I focus on the sun or do I focus on the boat? There's a difference. Especially if it's getting further away from us, which I really don't think it is. I think when it's directly above us, um, it's at the same distance when it's on the horizon on either side. And that's, you have to have no obstruction in the way. Like if I look and watch it arrive, watch the sun arrive, right? It will look totally different because I got a lot of tree line and land between me and the east coast. Again, watch it compress. It's going to compress. It almost looks like it comes to a standstill here, and it just sits there and sits there and sits there. Again, this was another long, long drug out sun departure. Um, and you kind of see it roll to the right a little bit, and you're going to see some boats go by. Again, these are just some videos that I wanted to share. I think they were worth sharing. Some people might not get nothing out of it. I learn a lot from these. Um, Not only just the sun, but knowing where all these bird racks are or beacon lights, whichever you want to call them. Knowing the the area fairly well. 25 years of fishing a lot of these areas. I don't go offshore very often, but I have been offshore. I've taken my boat out to all the bird racks, got all their GPS location numbers. For those that really wanted to seriously, measure, these measurements, there's their opportunity. And again, check this out. I am telling you, this was one wild Florida sun departure. Look at here what happened. I turned down the light, and you still got the sun. You got this uh, little band underneath here doing the partial mirroring there. But it does. It looks like a Florida hot apple pie. Got a fork? Hang on, we'll need a knife because it's going to turn into a piece of cheese. One of the things I do like about this camera is I can turn my compensation exposure up and down while filming so I can adjust my lighting accordingly. Now, again, people standing on the shore are not seeing what I'm seeing through this camera. I am seeing, again, a chunk of cheese. Anybody? I like cheese. Sharp cheese. And it's getting sharp out there. Looks like the side of a coin. Hmm. I always say that. What if the sun is turning away from us or, you know, just flipping, like flipping away? And I'm seeing it not only um, further, but you know, it's got to be further. I'm seeing it from a much further perspective because look how long this light, um, well, on that last one, look how long that light stayed in the sky. I mean, this one seems to vanish a little quicker compared to that last one. I mean, and that's a good example of showing how that light just stays and stays and stays and stays and stays. And look at that haze above. And look at there. But you can still see the haze. Ah, again, all right. You want to watch some of these videos? Check some of mine out. Thanks for watching.